Hello, everybody. How's it going? Hope everybody's doing well. This is episode 2 of That Stark Life. And today, this has been an interesting topic that many people, friends, family members have been talking about recently. And it's about lifestyle changes in regards to eating habits. Obviously, it is extremely important for me and myself to be at the bestest possible being I can for my family, and my overall well being. So, social media and apps and, talking to people on Reddit, forums, Facebook, all that stuff, seeing what's new in regards to the weight loss, diet, all that stuff. So I remember years ago I was on MyFitnessPal, and unfortunately I just wasn't that diligent about it, so it didn't work out. And then I heard about MindNet Diary. I checked it out for a little while. Really wasn't for me. And then I realized, you know what? I think I need a little bit more boost. I need a little bit more, a different approach, more of a professional approach. So I was actually watching something, and sure enough, there was an advertisement for Nourish, the app Nourish. And I was like, huh, okay. And right away, they get you with the taglines, most covered by most insurances, just take a few minutes to try it out. So I'm like, all right, cool. It was late. It was like around 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning. I was like, let me just go ahead and try to download this, see what's going on. So I downloaded it. I had my information. I put it all in there, and I was done in about maybe like 3 or 4 minutes. And boom, the app was pretty detailed, easy on the eyes. And then based on my location, it found me a list of different type of professionals and clinicians and nutritionists, whatever, so be it. And I narrowed it down to one or two, and then I narrowed that down to the one that I selected based on my previous history and what I felt. And honestly, I'm one of those people. It's just a gut feeling. I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna go with this person. So, and that person doesn't live that far from me, which is kind of cool. Instead of like speaking to somebody that's either in a different country or on the other side of the overseas or something like that. So that was refreshing. Obviously, they knew about where I'm at and the challenges and stuff like that. So that's great. So I've been on Nourish now for this is my second month for February. It's been pretty cool. Like I said, the nutritionist has detailed a plan that works for me. I had no idea what macronutrients are. I'm like, what? I know I read about it. The beautiful thing about the nutritionist was like, don't worry about it. We're just going to be detailed. You enter all the data of what you eat. What's cool about the app is, for people that already know about Nourish, I was able to, I'm one of those people though, even though it has AI, you can take the pictures of it and it scans it. And it's pretty solid. It tells you what's in it, but it doesn't really calculate how much there. So there's a little box where I can have 2 ounces of this, 3 ounces of that. So including that with the AI, it worked out beautiful. And then it tailors it into a little log by your calories, the protein, the fat, the carbohydrates, sugars, whatever. And she reviews all that every day or every other day and sends you feedback, via direct message. So it's been really good. I've learned so much. But the biggest thing I learned about all this is being extremely more self disciplined and being more aware of what I'm putting in my body. Now, I am eating anywhere from 1,500 to about 1,800 calories. That is in a really big deficit from what I've been accustomed to before this. And honestly, I wasn't calculating back then because I didn't really care, which was not a good thing. But based on what I'm eating now, I was probably eating close to 2,700 to maybe 3,300 calories, which is enough double, basically. Double. And I was eating out. I wasn't focusing on portion control. I wasn't, I wasn't just being diligent on anything. I just felt like, what, when the time's right. And then, then when I started feeling like, like shit, and then feeling like, like, ugh, heartburn, bloated, just not great at all. I realized right after Thanksgiving, I have to make a change. I'm like, well, I'm not a New Year's resolution guy, but it's falling right into January. So hell, there's no better chance or no better time to start it than then. And obviously with the support of my family and stuff like that, hey, they're like, do what you have to do. We support you. So you know what? I think I'm getting closer to 20 pounds that I've lost since January 5. So it's been cool. I'm not really focused on the numbers. I know they put a number there to kind of like, gauge it. But to me, it's just like I'm feeling better. I'm eating well. We cook a lot. You know, my wife makes a lot of great stuff. She's even getting involved with like using AI to calculate her recipes to break it down to the macronutrients and how much per serving. It's been pretty cool. It's another thing piggybacking off of episode 1 that me and her gotten closer to about in regards to building a relationship, not just through, love, but now through eating and taking care of our well-being. So that's been really, really fun. And, our son eats really well too. He only eats the 5 or 6 same things, thankfully, for now. But, he doesn't venture out. So whenever he sees me, he just looks and makes a little funny face and keeps it pushing. But yeah, but my coach has been really cool. She's very, very, very intelligent. She has a lot of background in this. She's been doing it for a long time. She's worked in the medical industry. I think she worked in the surgeon industry where people had gastric bypasses and stuff like that. So she has a really diverse background in regards to food, medicine, nutrition, surgery. So it's, I feel like I found myself the right fit, and, I'm not the type of person that needs someone to motivate me. I motivate myself pretty well. So, like my first couple days were a little bit, not that they were hard. I was ready for it mentally, but I just felt like, this is different, eating less than what I'm used to. And, maybe I'm not a binge eater, but I would just, I wasn't good at portion control. So, and then being up late at night, sometimes you get cravings and you want to eat stuff and it's like, damn, like I was never really a junk food guy, but, I'm the type of person like, like some people just like eat a bag of Doritos and a bag of Cheetos and some, and some cookies. I'm like, I open the fridge and I'm like, yeah, let me eat half of that lasagna. Because that's just the type of person I am. I prefer that style of food. I'd rather eat really good food than junk food, but that's just me. To each their own. But yeah, just being diligent about it and focusing on my portion control. And the biggest thing too that's been a savior is the food scale. The food scale has been lovely. I understand it's like, when you go from eating anything you want into something that's like 2 to 5 ounces to 6 ounces, or like some people just do grams and stuff like that. And then there's liquids and milliliters. It's just like, whoa, okay. But again, I'm just having the best and open mind about it, and I'm doing it, and it's been working. So I really feel like, it's like everything else in life. It just takes time. It takes practice. It takes repetition. It takes commitment. It takes determination, and you're sacrificing a lot, and the results are there. So it's just, again, I'm just going to try it out for the whole year, ride it out, and just keep going and enjoying the progress, and also too growing in my relationship with my wife as we continue to make ourselves better physically, more active. We're tracking our steps. We're going out more. The weather is starting to break, so it's been really good and fun. And my son is enjoying being outdoors with us, and it's cool. I like being detailed. I like seeing graphs and tracking everything. It just makes me hungry for more, and stuff like that. So I just hope there's people out there that feel the same. And then if you use Nourish, obviously, if there's any tips and tricks out there, because I've only been on it this is my 2nd month, or any, stories that they want to share, please send them through. We'd love to see. But other than that, this is just a little quick one about better eating habits lead to better lifestyle changes. And it's been great mentally and physically so far. And I really want to thank all the people that before I did this reached out to what avenues to try. But so far, I really enjoy Nourish. Don't know how long it'll be. Everything has an expiration date, you know what I'm saying? But I look forward to, riding out the rest of February. Looking forward to the month of March and all the different styles of more exercise I'm going to incorporate alongside my calorie deficits. So it's a really fun thing for me to go through as I mature in my adult life. So, but other than that, I hope y'all enjoy, this conversation that we had. Please, anybody out there that's, want to share some stories, please go ahead. And I hope you guys are living well. I hope you're eating well. And thank you for tuning in to That Stark Life, episode 2. And we'll see y'all.